Come with me, and you will be in a world of pure imagination. You will be there, you'll be free in my very own creation. I'm trying really hard to do that song. I know that's everybody's most favorite song and one of the most greatest movies of all time that came from in the 70s. Oh yeah, that's right. Speaking of this movie, the 50th anniversary of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is coming out. Or it's getting close to it or whatever. But yep, I'm finally gonna do another movie review that took place in the 70s. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop187. This is my review for today. And today, I do have a review, ladies and dudes. And it's this movie review. Well, I was about to do the Jumanji movie review when I tried to find it on the library, but someone else took it, so I'll have to wait until I can get it whenever I return back to the library. But I think I'll go ahead and do this one. I was thinking about doing this movie for a review for quite a long time. Well, part of me wants to, or part of me doesn't want to, but I really do believe I really want to do this movie review because I know this movie is very darn special to everybody. And yes, I do know this film back in my childhood. So for my next movie review is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And yeah, a very sad non-fun fact is, you know that famous Arthur dude named Roald Dahl? He's not really a big fan of this movie at all. He thinks that this movie is not going to be faithful to his famous book or whatever. But I really don't care. We all love this film, and it's started to become one of our best movies ever. If you know what I mean. And yes, it does feature our dear beloved man, Gene Wilder. And he did a fantastic job as our dear beloved Willy Wonka. That I will admit. And I'm sure, in everybody's opinion, that this movie is much better than the Tim Burton remake. That's for sure. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my next movie review of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So anyway, let's head on to the main plot of the story. It's a story about a young boy named Charlie who has a really big dream that he wants to find one golden ticket so he can go on to that really cool factory where Willy Wonka lives. And yes, his dream came true. He finally got the golden ticket from a Wonka bar, and he decided to take it home so he could show his family that he finally got that small golden ticket that just came out of a Wonka bar, and he could finally go to that factory. But he's not the only one who can go to that factory with the golden ticket. There are some other kids as well. There's Augustus Gloop, a kid who likes to eat a lot. We got Baruka Sol, who's a spoiled brat who wants everything that she wanted. And this little girl, Violet Beauregard, who likes to chew gum a lot and she likes to put it in her ear. Yuck. And also Mike TV, a kid who likes to watch television. So yeah, all 5 kids, along with one of the members of their family, are going to their wildest and craziest journey of their lives to this amazing factory that belongs to Willy Wonka. And that's all I could say about the main plot of the story of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I still enjoy this movie even to this day. Oh, I do have a little bit of flaws about it, sadly to say. I will say, I do enjoy the storyline for the most part. The characters were pretty darn likable, and even some of these kids are a bunch of spoiled brats. I love the songs, I love the score. I will say I have mixed feelings with the setting, and the casting is pretty good. And there's gonna be an awkward plot twist that will come by somewhere around at the close end of the film. So pay attention to that plot twist, ladies and dudes. It's gonna shock ya, for sure. So anyway, let's go on to the strongest points and the weakest points of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I will say for one strongest point for this film are the two great actors who played their characters very well. We got one dude who played Grandpa Joe, and also Gene Wilden as our dear beloved Willy Wonka. I will say those two actors were truly the best parts about the movie. And they're really, really fun characters to watch. And they did blew us away with their performance. I will say those two guys were truly the best ones in the whole entire film. I do like the actor who played Charlie, too. Oh yeah, an interesting fun fact about the young actor who played Charlie. You know, after this film had finally wrapped up, the company had decided to let this young boy to be in some three other films. But he decided to let it down. You know, he decided not to be an actor anymore. And he decided to go back to school and, you know, start on his normal life. He'd rather be a normal human being instead of being an actor, you know, to continue on doing later on films. So I think he made a pretty good choice on that one, for sure. So that's the interesting fun fact I will tell you. Okay, now let's go on to the weakest points of the movie. I will say about the setting, I had mixed feelings. I will say about the setting, it was kind of outdated, and it looks too darn weird for my taste. Well, I don't mind the chocolate room area, but it does feel outdated. It doesn't feel like a chocolate room. It feels like just some type of room with lots and lots of sweets. And that inventing room, it looks way too outdated. It looks kind of cartoony for my taste. The only ones that are really good is the area that has the 50 lifting drinks and those big giant geesey creatures and that really cool machine, and also the Wonka vision. I think those were the best settings in the whole entire movie for me. But I think the one for the chocolate room and the inventing room, yeah, they're way too outdated for my taste. Sorry to say. Alright. So those are the weak points that I found. Oh yeah, if I have another weak point is there was going to be a shocking plot twist that's going to come by close to the end of the movie, and we were like, wait a minute. Is it just me, or Willy Wonka did add a plot twist at the end? Something that we're all shocked about. And I got some bad news to tell you. I'm not allowed to spoil it. I can't spoil the plot twist. If you guys have or haven't seen this movie, something that will shock you all. If you know what I mean. Alright. Since that's out of the way, let's go on to the characters. I'll go with the two characters who are truly the best ones in the whole entire film. Grandpa Joe and Willy Wonka. The first character I want to talk about is Grandpa Joe, played by Jack Alman. It's so hard. It's so darn hard to pronounce that dude's name. You know him as the voice actor who did Amos Slade from The Fox and the Hound, and he also played this old dude from Chico and the Man. I freaking love this character to death. I mean, this guy really did blew me away from start to finish. And I really do like the part where he had a really strong bond with his grandson, Charlie. I mean, their character development and chemistry were so darn cute and adorable. I mean, this guy had a really good storyline. He has a great personality and attitude. He's a very fun and lovable character to watch, and he really did blew me away from start to finish. I really love that dude's performance very, very much. I don't know why that stupid Watch Mojo put that guy as one of the most, the most hateful or the worst characters from a movie. He's one of the most lovable characters in the movie. So they think they picked the wrong character at the wrong time. Shame on you, Watch Mojo, for disrespecting one of the most greatest characters that came from in the book. Shame, 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 shame. So that's all I could say about Grandpa Joe. He is the greatest character ever. And as for Willy Wonka, played by our dear beloved Gene Wilden, he's a very fun character to watch. I love his personality, I love his attitude, I like his look and design, and yeah, he does have a crazy curly hair. And I really love his purple hat, and he's such a lovable guy. I really love this guy to death. Even if he's weird and crazy when he did a couple of weird things here and there while he's showing everybody his whole entire factory. If you know what I mean. And yeah, I will admit, Gene Wilden did a much better job playing our dear beloved Willy Wonka than Johnny Depp when he did his performance in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I'm sure everybody's most favorite part about Gene Wilden when he played Willy Wonka is at the end of the film. Something that was so darn sweet, so darn lovable, and he had a nice warm feeling with Charlie. Something that warmed our hearts the most. That's for sure. I have nothing else to say. Let's go on to my final thoughts of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Overall, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory deserves to be one of the most greatest movies of all time, and also one of the best films that came from in a book. Even if it's not faithful to it, since there's a lot of stuff missing that came from in the book. But we don't care, we just love this film as it is. It had a good storyline, likable characters, well, somewhat. It had, I will say the setting was kind of decent for me. I love the costume designs, I love the songs, I love the score. And this movie will warm your heart. And yeah, there will be a few scary things here and there, and a couple of few oh heck no moments on the way. If you know what I mean. So for my rating for this film, I decided to give it an 8 out of 10. You will love this movie. Oh yeah, and don't forget, there's going to be a weird plot twist at the close of the end point of the movie. Something we did not notice about. And that is my whole entire movie review of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I hope you enjoy this movie review. And join me next time, and I hope and pray I can do Jumanji, Jumanji, Jumanji! Whenever I can get there, I guess. So, I'll see you in my next movie review. So I'll see you guys later, and sayonara!